almost hard to believe this, but we are in week 4 of Corona quarantine.
Yeah.
And for single people, it does raise a question. How do you find love in times of self-isolation? Well, a man in Brooklyn found a way. Take a look at this. From his rooftop apartment, he spotted a woman dancing like no one was watching, and he was hooked. But what's a fella to do when social distancing? He sent over his drone with his phone number, and she called. So they set up a dinner date. He at his place, she at hers. Then things got really creative because he found a protective bubble to actually take her on a walk and woo her even more and hang out in person. Isn't this so neat?
Where do you get the protective bubble? That is crazy. He has the equipment. He has both a drone and a protective bubble. But Jeremy Cohen shared the story of his potential romance on TikTok and on Instagram and says they're looking forward to a way to take this relationship to the next level.
He
But good for him.
met her parents.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I saw this on the road with Steve Hartman, and it was an incredible story.
What a great story. All right, for other singles out there who don't have a drone, maybe, it's not that easy to find someone special right now.
Mikey Hood talked with a professional matchmaker to see what else can be done with some definite do's and don'ts for dating at a social distance.
While social distancing has kept us in the house away from people, what about love and dating? How do you still meet that right person or maintain a relationship without seeing them? The Modern Matchmaker founder Susan Dunhoff joins us via Skype to answer all of these questions. Good morning, Susan. There you go.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thanks for being with us. So have you seen dating change in the past few weeks with the coronavirus and now social distancing?
It has completely did a 360. We have to find a new normal during this pandemic. And especially being single, you're so lonely and you really, really want that connection, but you just can't reach out and touch somebody. So it makes it increasingly difficult, but there are ways around it. Of course, the most simple one is to wait until everything settles and then make the date. But a lot of people really don't want to do that. They don't want to set tentative dates. They're anxious to meet. So some people are doing virtual dates. You can connect via Skype. You can connect via Zoom, FaceTime. It's not the same, but for some people, it's better than nothing. So.
Yeah, well, none of us are really sure when all of this will be over. So what are some of the positives and negatives of talking on Skype? Because it could be for a lengthy amount of time.
Well, yes. Too much communications can lead to the date actually never even happening because people seem desperate. They seem too needy if they communicate too much. And that's a real turnoff to a professional, secure person, of course. On the phone, a lot of people tend to judge people, which is really not the way to do it. We all get a mental image in our head, and unfortunately, usually it's the wrong image, and a lot of dates end up not happening from the same people that we're so excited to meet. And texting, it can drive somebody crazy if someone texts too much. So, a few playful texts I think is great. Checking in until you can meet in person is super. But it's just too much is just not good, not good. And some people turn it into an interrogation, and you don't want to talk about anything from the past. Basically, the past is gone. It doesn't exist. No one wants to hear about a prior relationship. No one wants to hear how you had a fight with your boss today, or whatever the case may be.
What's your best tip right now for singles? Is it possible to still find love during this time?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Love is always in the air. I just recommend that when you connect via social media in any way, shape, or form, just keep it light, keep it positive, don't get too in depth. In other words, don't interrogate someone because that's a turnoff. And of course, you want to leave something to discuss when you do meet in person. So.
Right. Those are good tips. Thank you so much, Susan. I appreciate your time this morning.
Oh, my pleasure. It was so nice joining you. Thanks again.
Thank you. If you are looking for love or just dating tips, we will have more information on the Modern Matchmaker located in Squirrel Hill at PittsburghTodayLive.com.